So, welcome to the afternoon cafe coffee conversation, y'all. How are y'all doing today? I just want to hop on. Welcome to August. That's what I want to say. Welcome to August, y'all. It has been already. We're in day 6, and I just wanted to just hop on and say it has been a transitional time for me, and I haven't done a live in a minute. So I wanted to hop on, see how everybody was doing today. How are you doing? How is this platform working for you? Because it has been a journey for me, not in a bad way. Actually, it's been in a good way. I actually got another subscriber. Yay! I'm so happy about that. A paid subscriber. I did a Zoom Tuesday nights. I took it off the Substack platform and I said, hey, I'm going to do a Zoom that people outside of Substack can see exactly how the community works, right? And I wasn't quite sure how that was going to pan out, but here's what I always believe. I believe that if you show up authentically on who you are and let God do what God do, he's going to bring the multiplication. And so it turned out great. So, as I always say here in our community, I want you to get your chair. I want you to pull it up to the table. And even if you don't feel like pulling your chair up to the table right now, definitely stand around and just listen in, because I always feel like these are just conversations that we're having. Nothing whereas you have to come perfect, you don't have to come all put together, you don't have to have all the answer. Just come to the table. And that's how I feel. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever you're sipping on. For me, I'm drinking water because in a few hours, one of the ladies that are in the community, we are on our way to San Diego in a couple of hours. And so I just wanted to hop on before we hit the road and just say that I am so grateful. I really am. I'm really so grateful for just everything that has been transpiring since I've been on this platform. It has been an emotional roller coaster for me. I am in the process of transitioning in my career. It came unexpectedly that I was not prepared for it, but it happened. And so, what I've been doing is walking people through the journey. And when my contract ended with my family just this past Friday, I said, okay, take a breath, Jackie. It's going to be okay. And it has given me time to do more content. That's what it basically has given me the ability to do right now, is do content as well as spend time with the ladies in the community. It has been good. So I wasn't planning on going live today, but I was sitting here just reflecting, and I felt like I needed to come and just, sit for a little while. And I just want to thank you. Thank everyone that has signed up on my newsletter. Thank everybody that restacked my notes. Now that's been incredible for me. People that are restacking my notes, people that have subscribed. Has it been tons of people? No. But it's been a steady flow, right? The best thing that I like about Substack is not about trying to get a whole lot of people. Even though there's some people that got 55K, 20K, or whatever the case may be. I found out for me, I'm like the little train that can, right? I think I can, climbing up the mountain. And so what I found out is if I don't have nothing to write about, I I don't write, because I feel like then you're stuck in this robotic mode. Like, I got to get something out. Now I have put it whereas I put it as I write when it's feel right to write, right? Because so many people are just writing just to be writing stuff, and I don't want to be that way. I want ladies to come into the community that it feels like home, and that's the way Tuesday Live was. When I tell you, I was so blown away. One of the questions I asked was, "What does pull up a chair mean to you?" And when I tell you some incredible answers were given, someone said it feels like coming home. It feels like a place that I can rest. I can just put my feet up and I don't have to perform. And when I'm listening to these amazing ladies tell their story, right? I mean, like we crying, we snotting, we crying, we're doing all these things like that. And that's what I wanted the community to be all about. I wanted the community to be where women could come and say, I don't have to put on the cape. I don't have to have this crown on. Look, I don't have to perform. There is no agenda. There is no lesson today. There's no presentation. It's just gratitude. I have come to find out that when I spend more time in gratitude, then I don't so much focus on what's not going right. I focus on what is going right. I focus on what I miss right in front of me. And it could be just most the simplest things, whether it's a hummingbird, whether it's an ant, whether it's a bee, because I live in Arizona. So it is 125 out here. So when I get an opportunity to walk, I notice the smallest little things, a tree, a branch, the grass, because they all teach me something. It's teaching me some type of lesson. I may not get it while I'm walking, but when I get back to the house, I'm like, that was the lesson. I feel right now he's slowing me down. I'm one of those that like to be moving, 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 moving. I like to be contributing. I like to be knowing that I'm productive in the things that I do. But there's a lot of times that he will slow you down to say, okay, look at things that you've already done. You already have things in a funnel. So now use your talent, use your gift that I've given you. Now go out and do the thing that I asked for and that I prayed for. Use the talent and the gift that I've given you and do the things that you have asked for and that I have prayed for and put that into play. So I said, oh, okay. So here it is. But here's the thing with me. I like it to be done when I'm ready for it to be done. Okay. I'm just transparent like that. I like it done on my timeline and how I want it to show up. But when he disrupts your destination for a detour and you're not prepared for it, it's one of those lessons like, okay, could you not just give me a heads up, right? Like, could you not just send me an email or send me, a text message and say, hey, I'm about to do a detour. That's not how God works. So what I'm learning is that he will send signs and he will only show you the flashlight version of one step in front of you. And that has been a work in progress for me. And as I just follow the flashlight, because he's never going to do a spotlight. I wish he would, but that's not how he works. Simply because he knows me, and because he knows all about me, I'm tend to step steps ahead of him instead of like, hey, listen, just be in step with me. Just trust me in the process. Believe the things that you say that you believe in, and walk. And when I say this is a faith walk right now, faith walk that all my provisions will be provided for daily. Um, and even though I don't know where the next provision is coming from, I have to trust and say, hey, listen, um, whether it is, and believe it or not, I actually sew an outfit on Vintage. I don't know if you guys know about Vintage, and I was so stoked about that, right? So again, daily provisions. I've never done that, and so like I did that. I put that in the mail today and got paid for that. So it's small little things that I'm saying, okay, I'm grateful for that. I'm not saying, oh, that's just a little bit money. No, that's money that could put gas in my car. That's money that could buy bread for my household. And so when I have now this moment, and I feel that we all should have that, is an attitude that I may not have the $1 million in the bank. I may not have the fancy car. I may not have all of these external things. But what I do have, something that can't be taken away, right? Like I have the the faith that only that he has allowed me to have, right? If that makes sense. And when I say that is that I've seen him show up and show out in ways that I could never imagine. Um, I'm looking in the smallest thing, not so much the big things all the time, the smallest little things. And I say, well, thank you. I told a person this, they asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm doing awesome and amazing. That's my famous line. I'm doing awesome and amazing. I said, wow. Why is that? I said, because the alternative could have been a whole lot different. And they thought for a moment, they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. I said, yeah, the alternative could have been so much different. I wouldn't be here talking to you right now, like on this live alternative. And so when I woke up this morning, I did, like my Bible study, like I did my daily journal reading, which has been amazing. But again, I feel that he slowed me down enough to spend some time with him. I think that's the big thing too, is spending time with him. And I found out some things about myself. I am still impatient about a lot of stuff. I found out it's not in question. It is the thing of I am now more in touch with my emotions. Thank God for a good therapist on that, but I now call it out, right? It's like I'll say, I'm feeling this. I feel this way. And I don't feel ashamed about it, because before I would say, oh, I shouldn't feel that way because I should have faith and I should believe and I should. No, it's like, no, I do have faith. It's just like, okay, here's how I'm feeling. I recognize it, but here's what I told the community. But what I don't do is allow my feelings to drive my car. I don't allow it to drive where I'm up a hill one minute, down a hill the next minute, and then I'm going, I'm doing bumper cars. No, like I will call it out and I'll have it to take a back seat. And I'll say, hey, listen, this is not your turn to drive right now. I talk to her like that. I said, this is not your turn to drive. And so you you may have thoughts that you was just joining different communities here, right? Like I'm sure like when we all got on Substack, we had this idea about how do I want to show up. And when I made a decision starting this month, I was going to totally I wouldn't say revamp, but re repurpose my Substack. I said I wanted it to be like women are coming together and we're all at Starbucks, right? And we're having a latte or we're having a nice tea because I don't drink coffee. But like, just a girl's day out. And that's how it's been turning into. Here's why, because I built a community because I never had a girlfriend. I've never had one. And so as I got older, I didn't realize I was supposed to keep some girlfriends back when I was in high school or met along the way. They were just associates. They were just friends that we hung out at the moment, but we never became close. Like I don't have a 10, 20-year girlfriend. No, it's just women that I've met along the way that I've decided to keep in my circle. I have entry levels, as I would say, into my circle. Like you have the general mission level and you have the VIP level. I ain't got no like in between. You basic level or you VIP level, and very few get into the VIP level because I feel that for all of us, check our circle. There are like times and seasons, and a lot of those seasons we outgrow some of the people that we have been with for years. It don't mean that we don't like them. It just means that we're going into a different direction. We still talk to them. It just means that our conversations are different. We move different now, especially when you are a woman like myself that's almost 60 and you are going through all of the transitions of life, hormonal wise. So, of course, you definitely think different, you move different. You now find yourself speaking different. And so I found myself speaking in ways that I said, you know what? If I could have me as my best friend, how would I want me to show up for me? And so that's when I made the whole community of the comeback circle community. And I named it that because I was coming back from a very devastating time in my life. I've been married twice, divorced twice, and then um, I found myself going through another transition just 3 years ago, and it could have broken me. It could have put me in a space where I was like, "You can't come back from this, Jackie. How are you going to come back from this? Are people going to see you the same when you came back from here?" So when I found myself in a situation where I had to make a decision. You can either allow this to define you, or you can turn it into a platform. And that's how I came up with the comeback circle. It's because I know that I'm not the only one that have gone through some devastating things in their life, and they're trying to think about, how do you come back from this? How do you allow people to love you again? How do you don't allow another person's opinion of you to change the outlook of you see about yourself? And that was pretty much the space that I was in 3 years ago. And lucky for me, God walked me through. He sent me the right people. He sent me to the right um, counseling that I need when I was going through. And then my family moved to like Arizona, which is a whole nother um, world by itself. And so, like when you're accustomed to being the person that shows up for everybody, right? The person that pours into everybody, the person that is like, I'll give you left eye, left arm, and all that, to now being the person of allowing people to do things for you, that is very hard. Because, yeah, it is something to get used to. But I had to embrace that and say that everybody's not out to do you harm. Everybody's not out to do bad for you. I still have discernment. I still pray over. I was like, hey, listen, let me pray about this first before we have a connection. That's even with my clients. I'm in that point. It's like, okay, God sits in the right clients. If I'm supposed to connect with that client, open that door. If not, close that door. Because at this stage, I'm all about right. What's the word? I'm all about right connections right now, because one bad connection can change the whole directory of your life and where you're going. And so when I decided to just do this impromptu live, I wanted to say that my prayers has always been that women would come and find a safe place. I think it's needed now. Yes, I get it. Like, I follow some amazing women here on Substack, and they are killing the game. They're balling, man. I mean, they are like teaching you how to, especially when you get a little bit older and you're in the corporate world. Now that they're teaching you how to transition out of that, I don't think I'll ever retire. I feel that I'm more into doing coaching now, private coaching, group coaching. I do all of that inside the community. But I feel now, with everything that's happening in the culture, is that you got to know when it's time to transition. I feel that I should have transitioned long time ago. A lot of things I feel hinder me from transition, and basically it's been me. I was my own hindrance. I was in my own way, because I'm thinking like, well, who wants to listen to me, right? Like, who wants to be taught by me? And then when the opportunity came, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. When you're in when you're in it, you're just doing your gift. You're just doing your talent. So it comes easy to you. And then when somebody else points it out, you were like, really? I didn't even think about that about myself, right? Because I'm just doing it, and I'm doing it out of, because I want everyone to come up. Like, I want everybody to become. I want them to step into their own. And I want them to know where their source come from. And I tell them, I said, I tell them Tuesday night, I say, listen, ladies, I'm not your source. I'm a resource, right? Like, I'm a resource, and I just allow him to use me in a way that benefits him. Because here's why, I say this. If you give, again, social media, if you give other the power, then they have the power to take it away. They can tell you what your worth is. They can tell you, they can validate. And then when it doesn't suit them anymore, then they can pull the rug up. But if it's you and God, If he's your foundation, period. Now he will send people along the way, but at the end of the day, he's your source. Because when you're having a bad, crappy day, trust me, I know, because I had one on Monday. He is the one to say, okay, I'm gonna give you a minute to cry, but I'm gonna need you to okay, what did I tell you from the very beginning? I said, oh, right, you did say that. Who did I tell that you were? Yes, you did say that I was that. And so I started calling the things out. I started saying, okay, you said I'm the head and not the tail. And I'm just wrapping it off, right? I'm just da, 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 da. And then by the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I had my moment, and I did not neglect that moment, right? I felt it, I spoke it out, and then I said, okay, here's where I am right now, but it's not where I'm going to stay. And so when when all these women showed, and can I even tell you this? The youngest one that was on there was 13. Now that blew me away. Like what? What? Right? She's about to go into high school, and so for her to be on my call and say that she got something from it, I've done like what I was supposed to do. I showed up like I was supposed to show up. Now, does it mean that my life is perfect? No. Does it mean I have all the answers? Definitely not. Does it mean that I fall short all the time? But what it does do, it tells me is that I'm doing what I'm called to do. Not perfect, not having it all together, not, sometimes the hair is not done, but I show up. And when I show up, then I've helped that woman, that shows up and they needed to hear that you are more than enough, that you're doing good. Keep going. Don't give up. I know it's hard. I know that you're going through. I know that you say people just don't understand. Y'all looking at your girl right here. But he's gonna send you. He's gonna send you that person. He's gonna send you that community. And when you find it, you're gonna know it. It's not about, I feel like it's not about another course. It's not about another anything, right? Now, don't get me wrong. If you're feeling it, do it. But at the end of the day, it's about connecting with the right people. I'm accustomed to being a lonely island by myself. And I realized that that was something I told myself to not get close to people, not to interact with people. So I stayed to myself. But in reality, I really like people. Now, don't get me wrong, when I'm done with people, I do go off to myself and have a moment, right? Because I think we all need that. But in reality, I do like people. I just know when I'm ready to like have my downtime, like in a couple of hours, I'm gonna go away for a couple of days. I'm gonna come back, be refreshed, and we're gonna start all over again. So I just wanted to just have that afternoon coffee conversation. And I thank you for showing up. I thank you for being with me. And I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. And so, like always, there's a seat waiting at the table for you, just for you. Keep it coming. And your next decision is more important than your last mistake. Have a beautiful day today.